posted to r/accidental renaissance. Accidental impressionism. This is from an Audi commercial, you clown. There's something about taking an entire ass commercial, like something literally used to advertise a product, the goal being to reach as many people as possible, taking that and trying to pass it off as this totally accidental thing I just found. You're not gonna succeed with that. This video brought to you by my YouTube members and patrons. Thank you guys. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another subreddit video. Today we are going to be taking a look at r/quityourbullsh. This is a subreddit dedicated to people lying on the internet. It's kind of like r/thathappened, which we did not that long ago, except this time people get called out on their lies and their lies get caught. So it's basically the same thing, only there's evidence and receipts. Very quickly before we begin, I just wanted to mention that YouTube members and patrons, you guys get one extra video every single week for as low as £1 a month. That equates to about 25p per video. So if that is something you would be interested in, please do consider joining, as it genuinely helps the channel a lot. Other than that, let's get into the subreddit, shall we? What an ugly screen interface. I'm glad I'm an Apple user. Yeah, about your statement. Twitter for Android. I mean, this must have been an old one, right? Because it's still called Twitter. I guess it says 2024. I swear it had started being called X at that point. Huh, interesting. Either way, why lie? Honestly, you can say that you prefer Apple. You can be an Apple fanboy, but like, why lie? Why be like, yeah, I'm glad that I definitely don't use Android. I only use Apple. No one cares. But also, it's funnier that you got caught out on the lie. Exclusive. Runescape developer accused of catering to American conservatism by rolling back Pride Month events. Unless you're gonna cater for every single event, you're never gonna win this battle. The event was nearly completed before being scrapped by the new CEO. It had been an annual tradition on both RuneScape 3 and OSRS for years prior to the change in leadership. I mean, you don't win the battle of negativity. If there's Pride events, the non-LGBT want mental health events, etc. I'm not shitting on LGBT before y'all keep downvoting me. RuneScape has held mental health awareness fundraisers every October since 2018. Learn what you're talking about before you speak. It has the same vibe as those guys that go like, queer people get a celebration, but what about mental health awareness? What about Men's Day? And like all of the things that they mention that they're like, these don't get awareness dates, these don't get parades, is like, those things exist. There is like a men's mental health awareness day. That's a real thing. You can look it up. All of the examples that they give of like things that should exist, but everyone's focused on Pride is like, those exist. You can make a big deal out of them. You can celebrate those days. Queer people choose to make a big deal out of and celebrate LGBT and Pride because it's something they're proud of. If you are proud of doing something about men's mental health awareness, they never are. It's just an excuse. But if they were, they could make events out of it. They could make parades. They could do things like that. The thing is, they don't. Queer people do these things, but then the people that aren't going to put the effort in to do those things for their own events complain about the fact that no one's putting in the effort for their own events. Like, but also RuneScape does in fact do mental health awareness days, so using that as an example of like, oh, but no one's gonna be happy, there's always something more, is like, they do that though. My dad kicked me out for being Republican. I had to live in my car for 2 years. Now I make a living selling this. First of all, trash AI. They're claiming that this is art that they've made. It's clearly AI. Let's be real. That's AI. Second of all, someone responded to it saying, it's not nice to steal people's videos. That's me with my car home. So it's a fake story where they're claiming that they were kicked out for being a Republican when they weren't. They've stolen someone else's video of them living out of their car, and they're using that to sell AI. Yep, they're a Republican, all right. Sweden confirms the first case of monkeypox outside of Africa. This is a photo of Cairo airport in 2021 with workers doing disinfection related to COVID-19. Again, why lie about this? What do they gain from lying about this? They've got 13k upvotes. No one verified this before this comment. Why? What goal is that? For karma? For Reddit points? I just... It's such a bizarre lie as well about something that just didn't happen. I don't understand. After 15 years, solar panels are no longer efficient and must be disposed of. But this trash is highly toxic and poses major enviro and health risks. Solar panel waste is 300 times more harmful than nuke waste. Often, solar waste is sent to poorer nations for disposal. Follow for more. Readers added context they thought people might want to know. Solar lasts 30 to 35 years. Panels are mostly aluminium and glass, easily recycled and non-toxic. The author is in the fossil fuel industry and is not a credible source. Damn, they went hard on that one, huh? I love that not only did they not get the amount of years right for solar, right? It's actually over double what they said. Second of all, saying that solar panel waste is 300 times more harmful than nuclear waste is an insane claim. Like, truly insane. Solar panels don't contain nuclear waste. I mean, that shouldn't need to be said. You know what a solar panel is, right? It generates electricity from solar, from light. This is something we actually have in our day-to-day homes already everywhere. We just don't realize that they are a less efficient way of doing that because you link them in a circuit differently and they have a different purpose, right? It's called LEDs, light-emitting diodes, right? People don't know this, but if you wire up an LED differently and then shine a light on it, it will generate electricity because it essentially is a solar panel. It works in exactly the same way a solar panel does. And in fact, if you wire up a solar panel differently and run electricity through it, it will emit light. It will emit light not visible to us, but it will emit light that we can see using tools that can detect light from non-visible spectrums. Because LEDs and solar panels are essentially the same thing. And no one's out here going, you know, LEDs in your home are 300 more times dangerous than nuclear waste. Because it's just a batshit insane bullshit claim. But also, the claim was made by someone who works in the fossil fuel industry, so obviously they have some ulterior motives when it comes to renewable energy sources. Oregon sent 60 fire trucks to California. California won't let them into the state because California is unsure of emissions on the trucks. California is a joke. Get out while you can. We sent 75 fire engines. Your statement about our teams not being allowed into California is false. Our teams arrived yesterday and are working around the clock to help our neighbors. They didn't even get the number right. They didn't even get the number of trucks right that were sent. They got that wrong while claiming that California didn't let the trucks into the country. But for the actual Oregon State Fire Marshal to respond and go, this is wrong. It's just like, yeah, this person just made up a lie for no reason other than to lie because they don't like California, I guess. But like, it's such an easily verifiable lie. I don't understand why they would even make it. Anybody can look it up and go, that's not true. Anybody. Mark Cuban says Kamala Harris campaign rejected live X interview with Elon Musk. No, that's not what I said. I said that I asked them if they would be interested in talking to Elon. They said they would, but that they didn't trust him to not disclose on X what was said. You know, I guess that means that they wouldn't interview him live on X, but it's not what they said. Classic. Journalists and newspapers that take something someone says and completely take a different idea from what they said. Just, you know, make up an idea of what they could have said if they had worded things completely differently. How I became a millionaire at 15. Readers added context they thought people might want to know. The Ferrari this individual is posing with is owned by the exotic car rental company, Cloud9 Exotics. You can see the sticker in the window. How I became a millionaire at 15. It's called renting a Ferrari with my dad's money. It's just... God, the readers added context they thought people might want to know was truly the best addition ever added to Twitter. It truly was great. I assume they got rid of it because I haven't seen posts about this in like recent years, and that's a shame, but it's probably because Elon Musk kept getting fact-checked because he lies a lot, but it truly was the greatest era of Twitter. Every time you saw those words, you knew you were in for a treat. Wallpaper versions, since some people wanted them. Bro put his at in the bottom like he's an artist when all he did was use AI in Photoshop. And then it's a picture of the Blender project. And truly, the middle finger Mario model is the cherry on top for this. Truly. When I first saw it, I thought it was the hand. I can't remember what it's called, the master hand? Whatever the hand's called in Smash Bros. But it's Mario. I do have the question though, that is, what is Link doing in this picture? What's he doing? Bowser's breathing fire and Link's just doing his down stab like into the fire. He's not doing that onto anyone. He's just gonna land in the fire and die. What's he doing? By the way, speaking of Blender, I'm gonna mini tangent, a little sneaky bit of information for you guys. You might have noticed I have a 3D printer in the background now. It's not a resin one like I used to have because resin, I hate working with it. And also when my apartment flooded 2 years ago, my resin printer died. But anyway, speaking of Blender is what got me on this tangent. I'm planning on doing a video on 3D modeling and 3D printing using Blender. It's going to be an easy accessible video for anybody that has a 3D printer or wants to get one, and Blender is free, right? Basically, it's going to be a video about making mini bases for miniatures. They're going to be, some of them will be procedural, some of them will be texture based, but it's going to be a little video, probably like 10-15 minutes long, teaching how you can make bases for miniatures really easily, export them, and then print them. And I might even do a mini segment about painting them to make them look cool. But if that's something you guys are interested in, please let me know. I'll also probably be giving away all of the 3D models for the mini bases that I make on Patreon. So yeah, basically keep an eye out on that video. It should be really fun, and it's something I'm looking forward to doing because I've done Blender for quite a while. I like to think I'm all right at it, and I really like D&D, and I really like Warhammer and model stuff. So we'll see. We will see. But anyway, back to the video. Enough about that. Is anyone else terrified? As a person of color, no. I'm not terrified. I'm going to continue to do what I always do. Work hard to provide, raise my children, and continue to live my life. If this is you, you don't have to worry about being a person of color. Man, caught white-handed, am I right? I would like to say that I came up with that joke, but it was the title of the post on Reddit. So I will give that to the OP. I didn't come up with that joke. Maybe I would have, but I did see it. So not my joke. But honestly, this has the same vibe as the Republican politician who was like, as a black man, and then, you know, like his profile picture is of actually him. I'm guessing this is a person saying, I'm not worried about probably Trump or the current political climate. As a person of color, I'm just gonna keep doing what I always do. But they can't actually speak for that because they're not actually a person of color. So weird lie. So at Elon Musk is right to call out House leadership. I wish I had a nickel for every time Freedom Caucus sounded the alarm and nobody listened, only to find out the hard way we were right all along. We expect massive improvements from the Senate before it gets Readers added context. Rep. Scott Perry voted yes for the bill. Bro, you voted for it. Republican Senate members and Republican House members think you are stupid. They genuinely think you are stupid. They think that they can vote for whatever they want and then say completely the opposite, and they will just be allowed to do whatever the hell it is that they want, and nobody will call them up on it. When the elections roll around and you get to vote for House members, if you vote for these people, you are proving them right. If you vote for someone like this, you are proving that yes, you are stupid. I'm sorry, but there's no way around it. If you're going to vote for someone, look up what their voting history is, look up their stances, and find out exactly what it is that they stand for. If you vote for them, despite the fact that you see them complaining about things that they voted for, you are exactly what they think you are. And the final post. Simone Biles flaunts her Birkin's Range Rover in Texas mansion. But the $25 million Olympic gymnast has given no handouts to her penniless birth mom, who works as a cashier to make ends meet. Readers added context they thought people might want to know. Her mom abandoned her. Source, literally you from the Daily Mail. Truly the best source to use is them. But yeah, like, this is such a disingenuous take to make. Like, oh, she's not even supporting her birth mom with that money. Like, maybe she would if her birth mom hadn't abandoned her, you know? If her birth mom had actually deigned to raise her and she was this successful, her birth mom might have seen some support in that success, but she abandoned her child. So of course she's not gonna receive any support for it, obviously. But that is where I'm going to end the video. I hope you have enjoyed everything everybody. Oh boy. If you would like to support me in making more content like this, then I have a Patreon in the description down below, or equally you can click on that join button on the channel to support me. It helps a lot more than you might realize, but by no means should you feel like you have to. I'm going to keep making content regardless. But a huge, massive special thank you to all of the wonderful YouTube members and patrons that do support me. All of your names are up on screen right now. Genuinely helps so much more than you might realize. If you do support me, by the way, you get one extra video every single week, and that's for as low as £1 a month. £1 a month. That equates to about 25p per video. So genuinely, if you want to do that, it helps a lot. £1 a month equates to hundreds, if not close to thousands of views. So it genuinely helps a lot more than you might realize. But other than that, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.